Hello, everybody.
Thank you. I was about to say this is really awkward for an intro. I mean, I could do it, but you.
I wasn't sure who was going to start. Oh,
Well, thank you for
okay,
being so polite.
fantastic. We're good.
Thank you.
Yes, professionals. All right. Anyways, welcome everybody back. Welcome back, everybody. What are words? Okay. Welcome back,
No,
everybody, to the Awesomenauts Rumble June Gathers. We are back after a bit of a delay. We are very sorry for all of these shenanigans that have been going on, but we've got another match, another live match, fun fact, and another draft. But either way, I am Ranty, and with me is Devon.
Hi, I'm here today, and I'm casting you guys. I'm just hanging out and having a good time. It's been a little while, and I'm always glad to be on here for these streams, especially since Bill is such a nice guy. He's allowed me to join him.
But yeah, thank you for joining us, Devon. Slow Wolf has had some technical difficulties, we'll say, and is going to be taking a short break while we figure some stuff out. But for now, Devon will be joining me. But enough about that. We've already talked enough about non-important garbage, and we are ready for the next draft. For this first, we are ready for this next draft for the winners finals set, since the last match was just the tiebreaker for the round 2 winners bracket matches. We are going to be seeing XiPang Disciples actually moving up to the winners finals with Check Yourselves as their opponents, Nikki's team. So we are ready to get into this draft, and would you like to talk about it, Devon, or would you rather I did?
No, I can go into it. I've been sipping here on water and having a good time, so I may as well do something. Alright, to begin with, we have bans coming up from Check Yourselves. They banned Penny as the first ban on Serona, the map filled with worms and solar in the bottom, and possibly a lot of death or stall. We'll have to see. This is followed by a Genji ban, which makes total sense because Genji is a monster. And he's going to be receiving some nerfs soon. We'll see about that. But as for now, he's really strong this match, and that's why he's being banned out. This is followed by a Vinny and Spike pick by Check Yourselves, which is a fairly standard build for most teams. He gets a bit of high initiation, high burst, and a really good silence. It really hurts the enemy team. They're going to see themselves fighting Scoop and Frog, which is a combo that's making a big splash. You've got the hammer to really hold down knots that really mobile like Vinny, and you've got the Frog to basically nuke anything that you want to have nuked. Otherwise, that's being met with Deadlift, and it's going to be an interesting combo. Deadlift and Vinny are on 2 different levels. They work well together if they can, but Deadlift's usually a little bit more ground-bound. It's kind of hard to shield Vinny when he's flying constantly. Other than that, the last bans are going to be Coco and Swiggins. Again, 2 strong knots, lots of burst potential, lots of CC there. Be very awful for some of them to be hit by like a knockback ball right into the tower. So that's not going to be an issue this game. However, what is going to be an issue is Skoldir on the red team there, who might be played by a certain zone. We'll see as we get into the match there. And Scree, which is a very interesting team choice for the blue team. Not sure what XiPang Disciples really want to do with that team comp. It looks more of like a counter comp. You've got like totems, you've got heals. Looking to avoid more damage than to dish out damage like the red team is. Red team's going to be trying to give out punishment.
Pretty much, but yeah, Check Yourselves. Love that team name. They've got a pretty, I'd say, well, they've got a lot of beef on their team. They've got Vinny with the fantastic, Vinny with fantastic damage, and we've got Skull being able to go in with the punches. They got a lot of damage on everybody, except maybe arguably Deadlift, but he's still got good lunge damage if you buy the upgrade to upgrade lunge damage. And you know, you got auto attacks, you got all that good stuff on Deadlift, and the shielding is going to help keep the squishier characters alive, which is pretty much only Vinny, and so Skoldir can sustain himself. But XiPang Disciples, they've got a interesting team. It's sort of like the B team of Awesomenauts. You got a lot of like sort of side picks that you might consider, but usually you just want to go for the sturdy characters. But since a lot of those sturdy characters have been picked or banned already, they've got the Scoop, Froggy, and Scree. And Scoop and Froggy is actually a fairly decent combo. You could just throw a hammer and then just have Froggy dash through everybody it hits. But they're still quite squishy with the exception of Scoop. But Scoop can definitely keep his team alive with the Holy Cup bindings, which we might just see again on Team XiPang Disciples, like the last match. And assuming that's going to be played by Body Entry, definitely put in some work that match. So we'll see. I think I'm going to put the game slightly in favor for Team Check Yourselves. And yeah, I think I'm ready to get into this match. Are you, Devmon?
I am. I mean, I could agree there. I'm really hoping that XiPang Disciples really mixes up and see. I'd like to see some characters that are considered not so good to really stand out on top. But we'll have to see. So I'm ready to get into the match. We're at the 21-second mark, I believe.
Yes, indeed. Alrighty, I'm at the 21-second mark, counting down from 3 and going at go. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this thing.
Alrighty, 3, 2, 1, go.
Right, so on your red team, you have Ubi playing your Beef Macau Man, which is also known as Deadlift. Nikki is playing the Skull Deer, which is something I was thinking about. And Dave W is playing your Vinny and Spike. On your blue team, you have Blah playing your Frog. You have, well, you've got Body Hunter playing Scoop, which is expected. And Mr. Manager is playing the Scree with a slowing auto attack, which is going to be a very interesting choice early game.
Yeah, well, combined with the extra fork damage with the extra lightning fork with the magic fun balls, that's going to be quite an effective little slow there. And he's going to be able to do a lot of damage once he gets magic fun balls. Get a little bit of auto attack damage in that, or even something crazy like ceremonial mask for shits and giggles. I swore, whoops. But yeah, that could be a lot of fun. But Blah's actually going to eat a punch and a throw there, and he's got that DOT on him. He's going to have to back off, but he's going to be able to grab that health pack from the bottom lane. Well, we've got Nikki taking a saw blade to the face as well as Ubi, but that protective pose is going to let him stay in that fight quite efficiently with Blah, getting out barely with 1 bar. Nice little dash there as well. And Manager going to eat the earthquake from the skies. Doesn't really make much sense, but whatever, because there's not really much earth up there. But Nikki going to take a lot of damage with that saw blade. Doesn't get hit by the hammer, but the other 2 members of the red team will. And now we got Monty Hunter just holding down this middle area with Blah. And, well, they're farming that worm. They're getting the solar. He's able to just dash right through and grab all that solar from their droids, including their own, and be able to get some nice extra moolah from that. With the blue team having pretty good area control here and just being able to hold down this mid area and do whatever they want. And, well, they've got the extra worm farm, they've got the Scree totem, they've got the saw blade. They can keep the mid, but it seems like they've let red team have it for now because they don't have as much damage. They don't want to risk initiating against the red team if they can't secure a kill, or at least get out alive, with Dave W taking a bit of damage there. But Nikki jumping around on those jump pads, being all fancy like with his punches. The hammer's going to hit Ubi, but it doesn't look like anyone else. Mr. Manager going to take a lot of damage as well as Blah. And now Manager going to have to back off a little bit. Got the totem in order to block Ubi, block the Cowman from getting anything done. The protective pose is going to get destroyed, but it's going to protect Ubi from most of that damage. And Sawblade, the hammer, just barely going to miss. Doesn't quite have that range just yet. And, well, blue team taking control of that mid again, but Nikki's actually going to go down with the taunts coming out from Blah. And now that's going to be the first blood of the match going to Team XiPang Disciples here. And they're going to be able to, well, get some nice push here. They're going to get a little bit of chip damage on both the towers, it looks like. Dave W not wanting to go in against Mr. Manager, except he is. So he changed his mind. I'm a liar. But that slow auto attack is just a little bit annoying. It's just like, you just that 10% slow like all the time. It's just like, why? Go away, Scree. Nobody likes you. And then Ubi is going to throw the protective pose, going to eat a splash dash, but Blah going to go down to the punches from Nikki with the counter retaliation taunt going to come up from Nikki. Got those strategic mind games, and, well, Body Hunter just kind of by himself at these towers with Mr. Manager joining him shortly. And, well, he's going to be defending this top tower with the totem and the saw blade. Scree is fantastic at defending, and we've got a blue team here, like, they're just holding the fort. Like, blue team's got great area control. It's kind of hard for the red team to get a push going right now, if any of them are alive.
Speaking of alive, Ubi's going to barely get out alive, and I have to say the blue team really did their comp well. Given the red team's comp right now, they have a hard time pushing in there and doing some clear. Vinny and Spike has fantastic clear, and he's got really good stall, but Skoldier and Deadlift are a little bit on the hard side for doing clear, so it's going to be in the blue team's favor for doing any sort of push. And if they can secure 1 or 2 kills like they have before, it's going to mean a big difference for them. They'll be able to do so much different tower damage. So they can get top push down, bottom push down. And it seems at the moment blue team's in a healthy position, not just because of the the early kill, but just because of the composition they have going on right now. And I have to say that Scree's choice in slowing auto attack is probably not a bad one. Holding down Vinny and Spike for kills and making sure that Skullier doesn't get close when he wants to throw has actually been extremely helpful for their team. And given the team and given what could be thrown, it's really helpful that Frog's been able to use Splash Dash, secure kills there, and be able to get out. Meanwhile, Body Hunter's a little bit low. Ruby's trying to get the last punch and managed to do so, but at what cost?
Oh, the protective
Nothing.
pose. He's got like no health. He's got 140 health. Please kill him, but he's going to be able to get away with this fancy pose there, showing off. Even though he's broken all his limbs, he's still got a pose for the fans. But well, Blah actually gonna eat a silence dive there, and well, he's just kind of hanging out in the mid doing his thing. You know, nobody wants to patrol the hood when Froggy G's around, but he's going to teleport back the members of the blue team, his associates in crime, Team XiPang Disciples, going to be just coming back and helping him out here, with him actually getting heal on dash, pretty potent little healing there, because he does not have that much max health. It's quite helpful to just be able to get all of that healing. With Nikki taking a lot of damage, there's the tornado. He is going to go down to the tornado ticks before Nikki can get away. And the taunts once again. Blah just throwing out those mind games. You know, you just got to get into the head of your opponent. And hitting the 1 button does that quite effectively, it seems. And, well, we got Blah just doing whatever, doing a little crazy dance there, with Ubi taking quite a bit of damage from that dash and tornado combo. And Nikki coming back now. We got Dave W on the bottom lane, just kind of doing whatever. And Body Hunter as well. Just the blue team's just all sitting in the mid, getting that worm farm and clearing the droids quite potently and effectively. Well, we've got Ubi, Nikki, and Ubi, Nikki, and Dave W all just flying around, jumping around, hopping around, trying to look for the initiation. There's the dive. It's going to be a whiff, though. It's not going to hit Blah, but then there's the smoke cloud. Going to come out, get that little bit of annoying blind on the blue team there. Dive going to come out and be a whiff again. Dave W just not quite hitting those with Blah jumping around. Nikki coming back in. Going to maybe look for the throw. Solar's going to fall through the map, unfortunately. Team XiPang Disciples not going to be able to get that worm farm there, with Ubi going in with the lunge, not going to be able to hit anything though, and Blah going to waste the tornado there.
Oh, but the well-placed totem is
looks like Dave W might go down, but the fork slow. Oh, the hammer almost kills him. He's got 30 health, 40 health, 50 health. He's going to go down to the auto attack finally. Body Hunter able to pick up the kill, being his first kill of this game. And now Nikki and Ubi, not exactly weak when it comes to defending here. They've got plenty of health. They've got plenty of damage. They will be able to hold down this fort while the blue team tries to get a push here. But that bottom tower is going to be taking quite a bit of punishment here, and might even go down to about half health, it looks like. But Body Hunter going to get thrown there. Not really going to matter due to all of the ice creamy beef he has there, the beef flavor ice cream he has. But the worm is going to get Blah. And the taunts, once again, the mind games coming over Nikki, and just... Oh, the worm kill happens once every tournament. It has to. It is required. It is mandatory.
Well, that's what we call blood sacrifice. Each team must sacrifice one to the Needhog, also known as the Solarian Solar Worm. But in this case, red team's managed to pull off a really good push to the button, deny the Frog's escape on the bottom, and because of that, Blood decided it's probably the right time to pick up cooldown and the dash more frequently, so even if he does get thrown or stunned, he's got more opportunities to escape those situations, which is probably not a bad idea in this case. We have Oily Spray on Bronze coming up from Skullier, which is a massive point of damage, and actually quite a lot of CC coming out, so if you manage to get that throw off, increased attack speed is going to allow him to stun lock people with stun punches and heal himself quicker with the perfumed white flowers. In addition, Scoops decided, I don't like this team, and has picked up Baby Curry Mouth as a counter CC, which is actually quite useful against the stunts that Vinny and Spike has as well.
And we got Scoop actually taking a lot of damage from that dive there, but he's going to be able to get out with 50 health, and going to teleport back. But we got Blah picking up the kill onto Ubi. Manager throwing out the auto attacks onto Nikki as well. Nikki's gonna have to back off. He's got too little health, but Blah just being a little bit of an annoying little frog there, and not gonna be able to do too much, but he's harassing, and that is what Froggy can do best, with Nikki just kind of throwing out punches, clearing droids, doing his thing, with the blue team trying to get the area control, doing their stuff, and just making sure that the red team can't get any push on the blue towers. They've gotten a little bit of push on that bottom tower, but no more than that. With the towers actually being almost dead even, I'd like to point out. The bottom tower has a little bit of a discrepancy there, I suppose. But we're actually going to see boots on Froggy G here. We're going to see Crowbuster and Loafers. He's going to be able to hop all around the map, but that's not going to matter because he's going to go down to the DOT from Nicky's Earthquake as he is getting chased. The Bindings is not going to be able to heal him in time. Actually, no, he does not have Holy Cup, so it does not matter. And Nicky at half health going to go in, not going to get the throw. Mr. Manager doing the Earthquake into throw strat that he loves to do. And it's just so shocking to just see Skull just plummet out of the sky and come down and throw you, and then punch you in the face multiple times. But Nicky not going to be able to pull that off this time, with the red team trying to get a bit of push onto this bottom tower, maybe just a couple bars of poke here and there, but instead they're going to take their money that they've gotten from their well-earned kills and demise of the enemy team and go and buy some upgrades. At least that's what Ubi is going to do. And well, just red team is now falling back. They've let blue team have the mid control again. Blue team doesn't really have the insane amount of damage, except for maybe Scree and Froggy here to just go in and do whatever. They don't have as much great initiation as well. Froggy's got the initiation, but then he puts himself in a bad spot if he uses the stun from his dash. Gonna eat a 570 damage dive there, spike dive there. But Manager gonna throw out the totems and the auto attacks. The slow Dave W gonna take a lot of damage. He's got no health. The auto attack is able to finish him off, but Manager's gonna be in a really weird spot because of that lunge knockback. But Nicky's gonna have to back off as well as Ubi. Oh, he's got the protective post. He's gonna be able to stay alive, even if that. Even if he had gotten dash there, he would have lived because of that protective post. But Nicky trying to defend bottom here. There's the throws, getting that attack speed bonus. Body Hunter just going to soak it all up, though. He does not care. He is a man of ice cream, and he does not care about any of that damage with Ubi trying to defend top. But now we've got Dave W coming back with Vinny and Spike, the cynical Brit. Vinny and Spike, a fantastic little YouTuber / voice actor, part-time. And, well, kind of just doing his thing, and well, he's just defending the top tower with the blue team. Well, Body Hunter doing his little sword teleport dance there, waiting for his teammates. We've got Steel Drum coming out on Scree, and we've got Dash Damage, the second stage, coming out on Froggy. So a little bit of extra damage on the blue team here. Is there anything you see that's particularly interesting in the builds?
I actually see two different things that are interesting in the builds. First of all, not mentioned before, but you've got your magic fun balls, the sun balls that allow you to hit multiple targets. Been doing really good work with the slow and auto attack. It's been securing a lot of things and kills. Like in that situation where it really holds down Vinny and Spike and allows them to be hit by the saw blade a lot more. In addition to that, Holy Cup, as per usual for Scoop, is a fantastic team healing ability that gives a ton of team sustain and almost allows them to go in and kill Nicky right behind the barrier. Fortunately for them, Nicky's going to be able to escape and do quite well. Rug's gone for some splash dash damage and decided, you know what, with this cooldown, with this, I want to be in there all the time. And I don't really need an auto attack build, so I don't need the attack speed. Other than that, well, we have a splash dash into tornado combo, followed up the final damage and the burst. Yeah, no kidding. We got a trade one for one side, and they are both extremely low. One projective pose might be initiation, but we'll have to see. He's going back off for now, and let's get the HP. Blue team, on the other hand, has done quite a little chip to that bottom tower and has made, well, I could say decent dent to the two front towers, but that dent's gone all the way through, and it's they're down for now.
Yeah, that is a little more than a dent. I don't think you're going to fix that with duct tape or glue, but I don't think that's going to matter too much, as the red team is going to be able to push up. They're going to deal with the super droid before the blue team can get anything done with it. Body Hunter just looking for the throw. Or actually, Body Hunter going to get thrown. I was going to say looking for the hammer, but he's going to get thrown instead, with Blah soaking up a bit of damage for his teammate. But Froggy is not one that can do that. With Scoop taking a ton of damage, Body Hunter had very low health, being at 3 bars. Nicky's going to teleport out, the sneaky beaky little teleport before the blue team could catch up to him and finish him off. With Body Hunter got the bindings in order to heal him up, but Ubi going to do quite a bit of damage to that launch, but Dave W is going to go down anyways. Blah going in with the combo that classic Frog plays, and Blah doing his job of clearing these droids, getting the kills, getting the frags, what he needs to do, with Manager and Blah getting a bit of a push on to this middle tower. 265 damage a punch is going to be pretty rough for Blah, though, if he keeps getting hit by them. But Ubi is back to support his teammate. There's the throw, but Blah's going to be able to potentially dash out. He's just going to use NATO instead. He's got that shield on NATO, going to do a lot of damage. Nicky almost going to go down to that hammer, and the fork from Lightning Rod with the magic fun balls there. This is going to, well, be quite annoying for the red team here, but they're going to be A-okay. They're going to go back and get some health from the base. We've got, actually, he didn't have shield on NATO, or he just bought it now. Huh, thought I saw that. Either way, we've got Shield on NATO now for Froggy, blocking 33% of incoming damage. Not too shabby there. And being able to go in with the low cooldown dash, having both cooldown reduction upgrades, making that 1.4 seconds shorter. Very short cooldown. There's the throw, going to throw Body Hunter away from Nikki in order to save his skin. But Dave W going to take a lot of damage, going to go down, but Ubi's going to pick up the kill on Blah. Well, that's happening, getting the almost simultaneous trade. But Nikki's going to have to back off, being very low health, as well as Ubi going to use that final launch in order to get to the shop a little bit quicker. Now the blue team just clearing, but the red team's going to be back in just a moment. They're not really going to be able to get any damage, but they're actually going to go for the gank. But the totem and the saw blade doesn't matter. Nikki going to take half his health and damage there. Manager putting in the work with Scree. Scree is just so potent.
Just in the right situations, he really does a lot of work. And I think when it came down to the drafts, picking up Scree in this situation, even especially as the last pick, really did well. So his totem's been able to zone well, and has been able to combo extremely well with the Frog, allowing Lightning Rod to finish off Whoopi in this situation, even with the protective pose. We have a throw going off on Scree. He's going to be able to get out just fine using the glass platforms as a shield from Skulljuice Earthquake. Meanwhile, we have the Holy Cup healing up the blue team, and they are looking like they want to push that tower once and for all. Nikki's going to try to come in from behind to get some damage and work, but does not throw because the totem blocks, and just basically is unable to do anything in that situation. Scree's plays have been on point, and the damage he's been putting out, in addition to the utility he's had, has been amazing.
Body Hunter's got a bit of a reconnection issue, looks like, potentially. Yeah, he's got that red triangle. Oh no, the droids are chopping him! He's gonna go down!
Eventually.
He's doomed. Eventually, it takes a while. Oh, he's back. Earthquake, DOT maybe? Oh, he's gone. Alright, so we have a reconnection with Body Hunter here. He's going to have 3 minutes to get back. Until then, the team's effectively pause, quote-unquote, which is pretty much just they're going to be farming until Body Hunter gets back, and he is back. Once he starts dropping, wave will resume as normal. So, no sudden advantage for the red team or anything. It happens. It's an international tournament. Some people don't have the best internet connection. Some people are across the globe. And there's not much you can do about that, so Body Hunter is going to be dropping now and coming back into the fray, and the red team just kind of clear and do whatever. We can talk about the upgrades while we wait for it to get back to this fray. We've got a lot of pills and barrier. We got a lot of beef coming out, especially on the red team here.
Especially on deadlift?
Oh, yes.
He's the beefiest of all. And actually, he really is combining protective pose, which works well with all the HP, extra HP he's picked up, all the extra shield he's picked up. He's incredible at the moment. It's hard to take down. In addition to that, the red team's been building pills just kind of support themselves. They've got a little bit of sustain through their upgrades. I mean, you see some piggy banks, but you've got lifesteal on auto attack for Ubi. You've got lifesteal on Skulljuice auto attack, and you've got the heal cloud. Not going to matter too much as Dave W goes in. Magically, the trail takes off and finishes off Dave W. Ubi's got a protective post his way away as he uses teleport and gets out there. Blue team is ahead quite a bit actually at the moment, a couple levels ahead. 6 kills, so just double the kills that red team has, and they're in a fantastic position to push. And if anybody can push in this team, I'd say that, well, Scree can. You throw Totem out just like that, you deny the space, you follow
Nikki
up
in
the
a
damage,
terrible spot.
and you put Nikki
What?
in a
He's
position
alive?
where barely alive with that protective pose. Deadlift did his job and protected a teammate at incredible risks, and was able to basically make Nikki survive. And with that lifesteal, he's trying to come back into the fight, and he's almost at full HP again. Now is full HP, looking to chase down the enemy team. Situations like these where Deadlift really shines, being able to deny all that damage there. It wasn't quite a massive burst deny like you see with Clunk or Durple Nukes, but in this situation, played pretty well. Nikki's going to take a lot of damage. She's looking to throw to get out there. Manages to land the throw, get the speed boost, and is trying to run away from Frog using stun punches.
Oh, the punch!
And manages to land that last stun punch, finishes off Frog, and sends him right back to Ribbit 4.
Ooh, manager gonna get thrown there. Not letting Dave W get killed there. Ooh, Nikki, almost a Ubi. Nikki protecting his team, but so is Ubi, I suppose. He is playing deadlift after all. But we're actually seeing auto attack damage come out on the Scree with the magic fun balls and pills for the mine. Well, that's going to be quite an annoying little auto attack there. We're going to see extra healing once protective pose breaks on Ubi. Pretty potent little healing upgrade there for 200 solar. It's not too bad, and it scales well as we go through the game. Auto attack damage on Froggy is going to make Mutant Ninja Worms a little more potent. Limited edition, might I add. Quite expensive on the space eBay, but yes, for the connoisseurs. But Blood's going to be able to do quite a bit of extra damage with that, with the auto attack damage stacking on top of that. But Now we've got Blah going to go in with the dash, actually do a little bit of damage to Ubi. There's the Tornado and the Ninja Worm shot, but Ubi's going to power launch out of there before he can go down. Nikki throwing out the Earthquakes, not actually going to be able to hit anyone though, going to be a whiff. Dave W eating that hammer though, got the 1 stage of damage, and the range on hammer there is actually going to be quite painful, doing about 300, 400 damage-ish. Didn't actually see the direct number. But here's the initiation from the blue team. Here comes the bindings, here comes the dive, here comes it all. And the Scree auto attacks just throwing even more chaos into the mix. We got Dave W going to go and look for the dive, maybe. Looking for it on Body Hunter, no, he's waiting for the throw, and then he's going to get it on Body Hunter. The team coordination. Well, Blah's just messing with Dave W here. But he might get dived. No, he is going to be able to get out alive. And now, actually, we've got Blah. Oh no, the droids are actually at the turret here. Well, it's just one. One little droid is going to be attacking that red turret. Going to do about a bar of damage, though. And, well, that's just enough to distract the red team momentarily, while Blah and Manager are waiting for their teammate to get back. They scoop of justice. And once he's back in the fray, it'll be a little bit easier for the blue team to initiate. And, well, we got Nikki going and going to get the Snare Quake onto Blah. Not on Mr. Manager, though, because Mr. Manager can, well, fly. Got that nice little fancy clown there, a monkey god. But Blah going to be very low health, but now Scoop's going to be in a lot of trouble as well. Body Hunter taking a ton of damage. He's getting pummeled to death. He's not going to be able to get out. Thought maybe he got that creep, but Ubi's going to get the auto attack kill. Nikki going to be teleporting back, and Blah and Manager by themselves once again. Body Hunter not really going to be able to do much of anything. And I do not want to be... Oh, wait, no, never mind. That's because of a reconnect, my bad. I was about to say Scoop only has 13,000 damage, and just because he's Scoop, but no, that's just because of the reconnect.
Exactly. But at the moment, he has actually been doing quite good work. But back in those team fights, and even when he's surrounded, he's been landing not only the Holy Cup for the heal for his entire team, but all the damage from the Banner of the Triple Scoop, and that's incredibly effective. If you want to play Scoop right, you have to do both of those at the same time in order to maximize your bindings, and he has been consistently. So props to Body Hunter for playing, I think, the best competitive Scoop I have actually seen since the Scoop's big nerf patch. Other than that, we have big throws going off. We've got Twister Tweeters. We have the Lightning Rod finishing off Ubi there. But we have a familiar scene as Nikki finishes off the frog with a big old punch. Earthquake's going to try to chase him, but the totem's going to deny Nikki from going forward. Nick's nice little platform or little stool. But doesn't allow you to go quite through. And it's
the only chair fitting for someone of Scoldier's stature. Like, yeah, all of his chairs, he demands that all of his chairs be at least 25 feet tall. I mean, like, that's what I would say too. Like, this chair is only 21 feet tall. Oh, I scoff at it. I need a bigger chair, and it needs to be a gaming chair too. That makes you better at video games, right?
Perhaps does. But what might make you better at video games includes Codfather pickup for Vinny and Spike. If the blue team has enough solar in the pocket, which they generally will do have more than 150. Vinny and Spike's going to be doing a lot of auto attack damage, and this upgrade, actually, especially when picked up earlier, can do a lot of work for auto attack builds and also for general damage overall. I feel like it's underrated in a lot of cases, and although it's not as good as these, it's just the raw burst damage you get, and it's a little bit more risky. I could highly recommend to anybody looking to play some Vinny and Spike and do as much damage as possible. Other than that, we have, well, you've got throw a power priest, which is going to do a lot of damage to Mr. Manager as he decides to try to get right in there.
So there's Blah going in.
The punch misses.
Going to be able to pick up the kill on Nikki. Dave W getting the dive onto Mr. Manager, though, making it a 1-for-1 trade. This time it's not Scoop going down. Oh, the dive's going to miss Blah, though. Now he might actually be able to reinitiate. There's the Tornado going to do a good chunk of damage. Dave W not getting hit by that dash. Somehow that looked bizarre. But he is going to be A-okay. Not going to get hit by that. But, oh, there's the stun, and Blah going to take that healing from landing that dive. The about 250, 300 health over the course of 4 seconds. And the Holy Cup healing going to get him nice and full health. And going to be clearing these droids as well. I'd also like to point out, I am very, once again, I've underestimated the blue team. Well, not so much underestimated, but I'm surprised by how well they're doing here. They almost have base exposure / core exposure here, and they have not lost a single turret. They have got a huge advantage on this map right now.
I would say so, and in fact, I think they're just a combination of knots they have there, and the amount of CC that they have to really deny some of the things like the throws and the slows has been it's been really helpful for their team. Silence has also been it's usually a big threat for most cases in most teams, but having a totem up to soak some damage or even having splash dash to avoid some damage, not in this case where Mr. Manager gets hit by a punch right in the face, really helps out the team. In return, Blad's going to finish off Dave W with an execution style fish gun using the Meat and Lerms limited ninja edition. That burst after your comboing abilities, especially with cooldown dash, has been extremely useful. We have protective post going off. It's going to protect Ubi as he gets right into the combat. Nikki barely survives and is able to escape right to his tower. Body Hunter, on the other hand, is looking a little bit more risky, but is able to survive. Meanwhile, we have the homeless gnome being picked up by Nikki. So if you wanted a throw build, this would be the throw build. You got yourself, you've got Oily Bronze just for the extra attack speed to combo with your auto attack upgrades. And then if you have both Homeless Gnome and Power Beast, you've got 700 damage initiation throw. And it's kind of sickening, to be honest. It's a lot of damage, which actually goes out, hits Body Hunter, but it's not going to do quite enough to really threaten them. Meanwhile, Blood's actually going to take all that CC and have to back off right away, otherwise he's going to die. Body Hunter's left in a very low position, the hammer tosses back, Red Team decides not to chase him, instead go for Manager, who's able to dodge all that and get out just fine.
Absolutely. We got Body Hunter going back to the shop to class some upgrades, and so is Blah. And I gotta say it like that because it's in all caps. It's not Blah, it's Blah.
Blah! Haha! It's Blah!
God. Are you sure? Is it Blah or Fat Albert? I don't know who's talking. But
no. We'll see. In terms of upgrades, actually there's a couple I want to mention, but do you see anything that you like?
Ooh, we've got the slow on Saw Blade on screen, so that'll be actually an interesting little upgrade with the Sai. That's going to be quite an annoying Saw Blade to deal with. And we've also got the double Twister Tweeters on Froggy here, so that's going to be an interesting little upgrade. Going to be able to get the Tweeter Bombs. Not going to be able to hit it right there, though, as Ubi's got that protective pose as well. Going to be A-okay, but yeah, that's going to be a lot of extra damage for Blah on Tornado here. And he'll probably end up picking up Boombox. I don't believe he's maxed out Tornado. No, he is not. So he'll probably pick up Boombox as a late game upgrade if it actually gets to that point. But Blue Team really just has to body that back turret there. It's at 3 bars here. We got Ubi buying the Rodeo Red Lens there. So that's going to be a little bit of extra damage on the shield, but he's going to have to forcefully break it. So I'm not so sure about that upgrade because it can break the shield when you need it most if you're not careful with it. If you're smart with your lunge when you've got shield up, then it can be quite helpful and a good bit of extra burst, but sometimes it's a little too risky, I feel. But you've got Nikki trying to go in with the punches, trying to find the punch on Blah, but not quite able. Blah just being as annoying as possible. That's his job here. And there's Ubi putting that shield burst to work, or going to attempt to. Manager taking a bit of damage there. But just waiting for the initiation. It's just a slight calm before the storm here, before the red team really goes in. But there's droids at the back turret again, gonna take an entire bar of health off of that turret. So now just 2 left. Yeah. Oh, but we got Nikki trying to get the throw, but it's actually going to miss on Blah, and he's just going to eat that Earthquake DOT. Well, you've got Nikki here just running around, and there's Blah going in, trying to get the cheeky dives, do a little bit of damage there. But Nikki's just waiting for Blah to do that again, most likely, so that he can punish him for trying to initiate like that and be cheeky. But Manager going in, Ashley's going to get thrown there in the strangest looking throw I've seen in a while. And going to get thrown into the red barrier there, but not really going to take any damage, doesn't get hit by Gnome. So, not a huge deal for him. With the blue team just jumping around on the jump pad, doing their thing in mid, not really doing too much, trying to get some push going, just trying to kill these droids so that they can get their own droids up at that back turret and, well, take this turret down finally.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's been nice that the blue team droids have been able to sneak by. The ledges in bottom actually kind of desync the red and blue droids and allow them to basically jump over one another, so it kind of allows them to sneakily sneak into the back turret and do some work, which has been actually quite helpful for the red team. For the blue team to really sneak up on the red team. They've lost a few bars to just the droids doing that naturally. And otherwise, the ones they're trying to play extremely careful. They're waiting for the one perfect opportunity to do anything at the moment. And one thing I want to note for anybody who's new looking to pick up some Vinny and Spike strategies, Sharky Remora, the auto attack range upgrade, actually increases the activation range for Godfather. So if you want to get your damage bonus from farther away and they have enough solar, you'll know. Also works as a makeshift, stealth detection if they've got enough money. And in addition to that, Mask of Fear picked up by Scree, which is an upgrade I don't personally see very often, just because it's less priority for most situations, but it's quite good. We see the initiation go here. Throw goes off, does a lot of damage. Body Hunter's taken quite a lot. Managed to get out there quite fine, and is looking to escape as Mr. Manager takes some DOT and runs away. Blah, on the other hand, is chasing down Ubi to the ends of the earth and manages to grab him right by the tower as the other two are distracted. Wow. That's sneaky. That's kind of what an assassin kind of does and kind of does.
Kind of doos.
Kind of
Yeah,
doos.
he's actually going to get out alive too, and he's going to be able to grab that health pack in the mid area. And I don't think his teammates are going to press the worm button on top of him, unless they decide to throw the game, which I'm hoping they don't. But yeah, Team XiPang Disciples, they've got the player advantage only for a little bit, but they could just throw out a little bit of damage. There is Block committing. Oh, Body Hunter's going to pick up the binding skill onto Nikki. Oh, Nikki's going to go down. Finally, we're seeing some death happen, some frags happen. 30 minutes in almost, but Ubi going in with the punches and the shield, trying to get something done, going to lunge in order to break that shield, but the totem is going to block DW and is going to give his teammates extra damage because of Mask of Fear. But Nikki's going to be dropping right about now and going to be back in about 10 or 15 seconds with Blah and Body Hunter about to get ready to jump on them. Ubi's going to take a ton of damage. He's going to barely live, able to lunge out. Got 1 bar of health, and here comes Nikki. Ubi having to heal up, though, but Nikki's coming in. Got the craziest Earthquake lip jump combo that you love to see him do, but not going to really be able to get the throw onto Blah, and Blah going to teleport out. All of the blue team going to teleport out with that base exposure as well. A little bit of extra sword damage there on to the sword strikes normal attack rather than the piercing / cleave attack, but that's going to be a little bit of extra damage for him. Now they could just send Froggy in to do a little bit of damage and then just dash out whenever he wants. He could just take a bar or half a bar off of that base and then just run back. And there's not much the red team can do about that unless they get an amazing throw or CC or anything like that. But Blah actually going to take a lot of damage there. So is Body Hunter and Manager. The dives are just being such a pain in the butt for them. But, oh, here comes Body Hunter going in for the bindings, trying to find some damage or anything, but he's just going to get the 700 health healing. Quite potent, though. And looking at an upgrade real quick, we've got Boombox on Froggy's Tornado. Oh, but Manager's going to go down. Nikki able to pick up the kill with the DOT getting the last hit, actually. But Nikki doing the damage he needs to do and going to be able to pick up another nice kill because of that. And that's going to put this XiPang Disciples down a member just a few moments here.
I'd say so. And it might be another throw. Oh, not quite. Almost another throw from behind the tower. It looks like the XiPang Disciples, sorry, this Check Yourselves is actually doing quite a bit of work to the towers now. They want to come back from this, and they're quite angry and aggressive. They're looking to knock down these towers, and with the XP scaling that happens and does not happen to the turrets, they can do a lot more turret damage now. And I think they may be able to see a comeback if they play their cards right. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to say. Blue teams at the moment is pretty much maxed out for upgrades. You've got like a few upgrades that you need for maybe Scoop there, but they're looking pretty solid overall. Meanwhile, Red is just behind by a little bit, but they've got some pretty potent builds, I'd say. We have the, actually, is that the comic that I'm thinking of? It's the slow on Ubi for deadlift. We're able to slow down people that are in his shield, which means that might be enough to tip the scales, allow them to CC the blue team enough, and actually secure the kills that they need to win the game.
Yeah, that 22% slow, I believe it used to actually be quite a bit more than that, like 30% or 25 or something. But anyways, back on topic, that slow is going to be that little bit of extra CC to help. They don't really have that much slow at all, I think. They don't really have any slow. You could get slow on throw on Skull, I suppose. But Nicky going to take a lot of damage. Law's going to try and go in with the Tornado. He's going to go down to Manager's auto attack, getting poked to death. And there's the dive, actually, but the anti-CC bubble on Dave's smoke screen there is going to stop him from getting stunned. Ubi's going to throw the protective pose. Here comes one of the potential last team fights. Ubi taking too much damage, so there's the dive. Blaw's going to pick up another frag, with Dave W having 1 bar and the blue team just pushing the tower. They are going to do the impossible. They're going to beat Nicky's team here, and it's at just a few bars left. Half health, just about a third of health now, and it's got 1 bar. That is it. Team Check Y'all Selves are actually going to lose here. And we've got XiPang Disciples taking the first match of this set, potentially sending Nicky's team to the losers. But, oh man, but that was a fantastic little match there. Going on for 32 minutes, almost max levels. And we're going to see the underdog team with the underdog draft pretty much having the Scoop and the Scree and the Froggy. The mishmash little team actually putting in some insane work. Froggy doing a ton of work there. Body Hunter getting the nice hammers and bindings and being able to keep his team alive. And Scree with the Saw Blade. They're going to be able to pick up the game. And, wow, that was just well played.
I have to honestly say that I'm really proud of Scree. That was an incredibly good job on the manager's part. The totems and the slow and auto attack have just done so much work to counteract the red team's the goal. So Skull in a lot of cases, and even Vinny and Spike in some situations, even Deadlift, just they died thanks to the slow and auto attack combined with the gradual chip for the team that they had, and it was not something they could counter with the sounds from Vinny and Spike in that situation. So honestly, I think that was a really good draft for the blue team and incredibly well played on their part. They were able to avoid a lot of the threats that the red team was trying to basically present.
Absolutely, and we got looking at the damage numbers real quick as well. Scree had 215,000 damage, and I mean Scree does a lot of damage. He is a damage dealer, and the saw blade is great. But sometimes you just can't help but look at how much damage someone like Scree does, and it's kind of a shame that he doesn't get picked more often. In fact, I usually see the great Scree plays and like the great just Scree games come out of Sorona, surprisingly enough. You think, oh, well, a good map for Scree must be something like Agalon, but no, you see him on Sorona a lot. He's got that auto-aiming auto-attack. He can pretty much fly, and Sawblade is doing so much damage and being so potent. We're seeing some strange upgrades coming out, or not so much strange, but we'll say luxury upgrades coming out. You got slow on shielding. You've got stun on auto attack for Deadlift. You've got height on Volcano being one of the latest upgrades in the game for Nikki. You've got immune to all debuffs on the smokescreen for Vinny, which is a solid upgrade, but you usually don't get it till later if you really have the time and money. And, you know, Mask of Fear, all sorts of crazy stuff. And, well, blue team just getting all the damage they needed. You got the hammer damage, boombox, twister tweeters, and, well, the blue team just got the damage they needed to finally get some kills and get some pressure going. And although the red team had a valiant pushback and be able to get both those front towers finally, that went in favor of Team XiPang Disciples, and they were able to take the first match.
So yeah, we'll have to see what happens to the next one, eh, Uber?
Absolutely. So stick with us. We're going to set up the next live game here in the set, potentially sending check yourselves to the losers finals. But we'll have to see, and we will be back with you shortly once we have got to the second match up and running and ready to go. We'll see you then.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Awesomenauts Rumble with your hosts, well, Pillow, and your casters, myself as well as Uberanzi, who is currently here right now and should be talking.
I'd rather not. You got it.
All right.
You can do work for me.
Anyways, last time we just saw Check Y'all Selves, eSports, and, well, XiPang Disciples XD, just fight out on Serona with the excellent Scree pick and combination of Scoop and Frog versus, well, Nicky Skoldier, which didn't win in that case, in addition to his teammates, were, of course, Dave W. playing your Vinny Spike, and we've had, who was the third? Oh yeah, Ubi playing the Deadlift, how could I ever forget that, Muscular Beef Man. Not this case this time, they switched up maps, they switched up characters, and we've got, I can already see the picks, and I'm going, oh, well, this is really, really interesting. That's not what I thought I'd see, but we'll see if it works. What are you thinking there, Uber? Would you like to go into the drafts and picks there?
Oh,
Ubi,
yeah,
Ubi.
yes.
Ubi.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's see what's
All
in
right.
there.
So, starting with the drafts. All right, we are on Reddit, and Team XiPang Disciples going to be Team 1 here. Going to ban out Vinny and Derpel, and going to go for the picks of Genji, Swiggins, and Scree. So, you see one SS tier not there. SSS at the top tier not there.
Supreme.
And Supreme. But check yourselves, going to ban out Froggy and Coco, and going to go for the Penny, Ix, and Raylan. Oh boy,
Yeah,
Nikki has.
yeah.
I'd like to mention. I'm assuming Raylan's going to be played by Nikki. Nikki has been playing a lot of Raylan, and he is doing a fantastic job at it. Raylan has been kind of like an pick for a while, but I feel like he's really pushing that Raylan could be quite good. And he has been. Oh, he's been putting in the work with Raylan. But yeah, you've got Ix and Raylan. You can swap people in Time Rift. It's disgusting. And well, with Team XiPang Disciples, you've got. Well, you're a little lacking in the traditional damage dealer, I guess. Like, I don't know, since Ribbit, you could have like a Ted. They don't really have access to Derpel or Vinny because they've been banned. They banned them themselves, actually. But you've got the Scree, and we saw Scree work very well for them last time, so maybe it'll work just as well again. But check yourselves is going to have a lot of poke because of the Penny and the Raylan. And they're also going to have the Time Rift and the Ix, who is going to be plenty of support, iframes, and the ability to swap people into Time Rift and just into turrets whenever they damn want. It's just like, hey, I'm going to grab you from your turret and put you next to mine. Is that okay? Okay, bye. And
Yeah.
pretty much.
That sums it up for the most part. And in this situation, I feel like there's a lot of danger and threat coming from Check Yourselves. However, and I say it's a big however, XiPang Disciples has Genji, and Genji is really good. Even against Penny,
Yes.
who's incredibly good, Genji is really good and honestly holds up a lot of competitive teams. And in this situation, I think that the lack of like direct burst, I mean, Swiggins is probably the heaviest burst they have there. Scree has a lot of burst that's kind of spread out, so I saw hits multiple times and can be pulled back whenever. Ix is going to have a harder time. As stacked out with Lightning Rod and having the Magic Sunballs hit multiple targets, I think that Scree's going to be doing a lot of work this game as well, especially against a comp like that. And I think that good old Totem is going to be a really good solution for stopping Rift and stopping the mobility that the blue team might want on that jump pad there too.
Absolutely. Yeah, Genji is just a fantastic pick. They got Swiggins to set up the initiation too in case Genji misses Cocoon or something, or if they just want to do more damage. You know, you could just get double Blue Heart and then you get Fanatic Spoon and then you've got 700, 800 damage on Swiggins alone. Plus all your team's damage, pretty potent. But either way, both teams are quite terrifying, I have to admit. But we will have to get into the match to see just how terrifying they can get. And I'm at the 21-second mark in that match. Would you like me to give you a countdown?
That would be absolutely fantastic if you don't mind.
Alrighty, starting at 3 and going at go from 21 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go.
Right, we have red teams, we've got blue teams. On the red team, you have Mr. Manager playing that Scree again. We have Blah playing your Genji. And of course, Body Hunter's going to be picking up Abyssal Swiggins. On your blue team, Ubi's going to pick up Penny, the cheerleader Penny to be specific. We have Dave W on the X, and Nikki, like you said before, has been practicing Raylan. Let's see if the practice plays off, especially when starting with Lucky Cat Air Freshener for that extra bit of auto attack damage against Awesomenauts. Double regen for Scree makes sense. A really good sustain upgrade. Well, of course, you gotta pick up your Cocoon damage through Drag Rags and also through Lifesteal. That's going to make a big difference. Unfortunately, not enough of a difference to keep him alive from Nikki there. Auto Tech's going to take him down as the fight went on the jump pad there. And in terms of other interesting builds, I think that Auto Tech build is interesting and is not enough to help Nikki there as he goes down from all that damage. The anchor drop's going to hit Dave W. Not really do much in that situation because there's not enough follow-up with the low HP that the red team had at that position at that time.
Absolutely. Nikki just got kind of annihilated by that hook there. There's going to be the link on manager, going to do quite a bit of damage, but now the anchor drop onto Ubi. Ubi going to take a lot of damage, going to hit the jump pad, but it's going to hit the roof there of that bottom lane. A little weird little maneuver there, but it is going to save his skin. Or I guess fur in this case, as Dave W is actually going to get hit by the cocoon well in the middle of refract, so there's not much they can do once he gets out of it. And he's going to be able to get out of there, but Body Hunter might not. Oh, going to get hit by that snipe, and manager's going to get hit by it for good measure. And no amount of Genji Blessing is going to save you from that snipe when you've got 10 health. But Dave W just kind of hanging out in the mid area, waiting for his teammates to get back. Blue team probably going to try and get a bit of push, but with Genji having that nice piercing auto attack, going to be able to deal with that quite effectively. And we're seeing anchor hook damage on Swiggins, basic stuff, and as well as the AoE, so he's going to be able to hit multiple enemies with that anchor hook. Quite effective, and very cheap too, being 160 solar. And you've got the one stage of damage. It's good to get damage on Swiggins, just so that way you're a threat by yourself. And you don't really need to rely on your team as much. Body Hunter going to take a snipe and be stuck in that rift. And that is what I hate about fighting Nikki's Raylan, as I've had to fight it a couple of times as well. He will just trap you in that rift forever. He will body block you into that rift. He will snipe you into the rift. He will throw rift right on top of you. It is just scary how good he is at placing those rifts. And with rift being as strong as it is right now, that is not something you want to deal with too often.
Oh, definitely. Arguably one of the stronger abilities in the game. Not have to really do things here, as the anchor drop actually locks down the blue team a little bit, and Swiggins is going to be able to barely get out of there, surviving quite well. Blood's going to take a bit of damage from that vertical snipe. The cocoon goes out, and Dave W followed up with the anchor dive, but nothing for follow-up afterwards. Scree saw Blade was on cooldown, and it's in a really awkward position. At this moment in this period of time, I believe that blue team's really leading a good position. They're up 1 kill, and they're up a little bit of XP, but more or less, their positioning is really good right now. They've got a really good stronghold on mid, and Time Rift on that jump pad. I can tell you right now, it's really scary, especially with Fight, if that happens to be an upgrade that gets picked up later on. Although, given the upgrade that Raylan has right now, I'm expecting to see more of a bursty Rift build with the HC Bomb, which would help in this situation. But does not matter, because Body Hunter's going to take it out by the Pulse and the Pounce, and Penny's going to do a good job being an assassin in this situation.
Pretty much. And, well, we got Manager just kind of throwing out the Saw Blade, doing what he needs to do, clearing those droids, defending that top lane with Genji on the bottom. Body Hunter dying a couple of times so far in this match, making it 1-3 in favor of the blue team in terms of kills. Mr. Manager might go down. The snipe is not going to kill him, though he's going to live with about 200 health. And, well, we got a bit of a fight going out on bottom. The anchor hook is going to hit Nikki with the long bomb from downtown. Ooh. But Nikki's still going to be able to get away. Is Dave W going to get away, though? One more Scree auto attack. No, the Pounce, but the Saw Blade in front of the turret. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Manager's just going to kill you anyways. And that is going to get the kill on Dave W. But we got Ubi and Nikki by their lonesome here. They're just going to be hanging out on their respective turrets and clearing the droids and making sure that not too much push gets through. And Body Hunter taking a little bit of turret damage there, but here's Manager going to deal with the solo boss here, going to get them the red team some nice experience, as well as Nikki dealing with it at the exact same time, it looks like. And, well, that's going to be a little bit of extra money and some experience for both teams. As Blah's going to get the cocoon, but it is going to be while Nikki is jumping. There's the hook. But the snipe is going to come out, do a lot of damage to Blah, but the anchor drop's going to come out, but the break damage is not enough to finish him off there. And, well, Blah going to be teleporting back as well as Nikki, looks like. And that is going to leave the other two members of each team to just kind of defend and fight on their lonesome.
Yeah, more or less. This game might be a little bit of a longer one, given the fact that the red team and blue team are playing a little bit more cautiously. I know that, well, the blue team wants to win. They want to come back and come into a tiebreaker, I would imagine. Especially after the last game, losing to Scree. Scree's picked up his signature upgrades from last game. He's got the magic sunballs for the extra targets, extra fork targets, and the extra slowing on auto attack, which might actually do quite well against a team that's focused on mobility like that. Swiggins does his anchor dive, gets hit a little bit, trying to look for an escape right now, manages to barely just get out there, and is unable to protect Blah in that situation and keep him alive. The lightning fork damage is actually going to be able to take out JW before Scree actually gets down. Oh, sorry, take down the Raylan before he actually gets finished off there, leaving blue team in a fantastic position to do some push. And given the builds right now, you better believe that there's going to be some push going out here. After an attempted kill on Swigans there, with a really swift swap.
Ubi just barely didn't hit that pounce there, just trying, but couldn't quite pick up the kill on Body Hunter. But they're going to get a decent amount of poke onto that top tower. Blonde Manager doing their thing. And they're actually going to be dropping down. There's the Blessing, going to save the red team from a lot of pain there. Dave W's going to try and get the swap, but the totem is going to block him, and he's not going to be able to get out to safety with a blah. Picking up the last hit there with the auto attack. Rift coming out, going to try and clear those droids, and the snipe as well. Raylan just great at clearing and defending. And if Nikki's alive, as well as, well, pretty much anyone on the blue team, it's going to be hard for the red team to make push, even if you've got a Scree on your team and a Genji on your team. But yeah, we've got actually a bit of push coming onto this top tower, but here comes Nikki with the Time Rift, as well as Ubi just doing their thing. They're going to be able to clear those droids, and red team just going to opt to kill the solar boss and back up a little bit, with Nikki actually just kind of bodying the top tower there, almost killing it before the red team can retaliate there. XiPang Disciples, and well, Scree's just going to be clearing those droids. We've got Body Hunter, Blah, and Manager all in that bottom lane, now rotating to the top, just jumping around in the jungle, the mighty jungle, and well, doing their well. I keep saying doing their thing, but it's just they're just waiting. They're waiting for the perfect moment to strike from the jungle. But
well, it's true. It's true. In addition to that, holding and securing the mid is incredibly important, and waiting for the right time to bait an attack and just try to get the numbers advantage is kind of the goal here. Otherwise, I'd say that holding the mid and be able to gradually chip down the top and bottom towers at times is also kind of something important they need to do. Saw Blade's going to go up vertically, hit quite a bit of damage actually going up. Meanwhile, we have the swaps. We've got some damage off, but Scree from behind with his lightning rod is going to zap poor Ubi into the next level. We have blue team try to come back and defend that tower. They're going to do a bit, but it's good. They're going to be able to protect that top tower quite effectively. And given the situation, that red team top tower is probably going to go down next time the red team loses one or two members. And one thing that's interesting to me right now I want to talk about is the trace of Raylan auto attack builds, which might wait a second as the combo comes out. Cocoon into Saw Blade and Anchor Dive. I don't think there's any escape from that. But I want to talk about the Raylan auto attack build, which includes attack speed, which is an upgrade that often is dropped, not one picked up, because you often get the same value out of the extra other damage upgrades.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got Ubi just using that gun penny with the Cookie Monster badge and the one-stage Starstorm, going to be able to obliterate those droids there. But red team trying to get some push, but there's the swap on Manager, going to do quite a bit of damage, but they're not going to be able to get the kill, and the Monarch Blessing with getting out of the hood, signed by the real Frankie G, going to be able to save his life. And now the blue team is all recuperated, and they are ready to get the push and potentially take down this top tower. But no, Nikki's gonna go down the instant combo. Deja vu. Body Hunter getting a cheeky kill like that once again, with Ubi having to back off there because of the lightning rod damage there. But now that's one member down, and that is Raylan down, so it's a bit easier for the red team to get any kind of push here. That's what Mr. Manager is doing right now. Going to take a little bit of damage from the refract because of the salt miner upgrade. But they're going to maybe take this top tower, but Manager's actually going to get swapped. But X is going to swap himself into a less than desirable position, but he's going to be able to get out because he's X. He's got iframes 4 days, and now the red team going to be taking out the solar boss on their side. Nikki kind of trying to steal it. Doesn't look like he's going to, though, but there's the snipe. Going to do quite a bit of damage to Ubi there, but he's going to get healed up by X. But Nikki going to go down to Mr. Manager's auto attack there, with Dave W taking a lot of damage as the Saw Blade return is going to finish off Dave W. Going to make that 2 kills for the red team here, and well, Ubi just going to be defending bottom rather, because it's pretty much guaranteed that top tower is going to go down.
Yep, and so is the Super Droid in that case as well, leaving the red team in a little bit of a better position for themselves. They're actually up a little bit of XP just because they're solar boss kills, which has been really nice. Scree's been really good at killing that top solar boss and making a big difference here. we're starting to hit kind of the mid game here, and some important upgrades are being picked up. Genji's got some auto attack damage, and more importantly, spiritual cooking, leaving his team at a bigger threshold of HP, which is massive. It'd be interesting to see if he decides to pick up Bronco Use, which basically neutralizes the damage from Time Rift and allows it to be used effectively in some situations, in addition to neutralizing the auto attack builds coming up from the whole team that they have there. I'd be curious to see if that would happen. Meanwhile, we have a fight. Go for it.
I don't think they're going to pick up Bronco Use because they've gone for the spiritual cooking. I think we're going to see heal on Blessing, or we're going to see raw Blessing damage reduction. Dave W actually going to go for the swap there, got the refract, but now he's in a bit of a pickle here. Even though manager's hurt, it doesn't matter. He's going to pick up that saw blade kill on the Dave W, becoming a killing machine. And going to pick up another frag for the red team there. I almost said ride team. I don't think there's a ride team in this game.
Well, but if it's a train, he can take a ride on the wild side. Right now, the push train is doing quite well in bottom, actually, as you lead into that. They're going to try to get that bottom tower down right now and secure themselves a little bit more solar, a little bit more advantage, and a safe way to dive down after trying to get ganks in the jungle there. And they have it now. That blue team bottom tower is actually going to go down, and they've got quite a lot of freedom to do what they want.
And we got Nikki taking some creeps, getting his health topped off. But we got the blue team now pushing back, getting that mid control. And on Ribbit, that is very important with manager going to get caught in that timer for a wee little bit, but still a little bit. And blue team's taking control of that mid now. Even though they've lost the two front towers, they still have fantastic push. If they can get one kill on the red team, then, well, the red team's going to be in a bit of a pickle, and they could potentially lose that bottom tower with Dave W taking a ton of damage, but Ubi taking even more, but he's going to be able to pounce out. Oh, it almost looked like he had range on pounce there. He went flying, but he is able to get out, grab a health pack, and get to safety. Same with Nikki, able to teleport back, maybe grab some upgrades. And speaking of upgrades, we're actually going to see auto attack damage come out onto Scree, and pills come out onto Genji. So now red team going to be a little bit beefier and do a little more damage, with the blue team stealing their solar boss and going to get a little bit of extra money and experience because of that, with Ubi and Dave W hanging out in the top lane, clearing the droids, doing the thing. We got the T800 Dome, which is going to put a droid into Time Rift, and that droid has a collision box, which means that you are going to be stuck in Time Rift for way longer now, and it is the most aggravating thing. I hate that upgrade. Nikki, why have you forsaken us?
It's really good push, though, and given what it can do, it's really strong, so it gives you a really good push. It lets you have a scout for the bushes like that in that situation, and it's basically just a general nuisance. It's a solid upgrade overall. I'd like to say I can recommend using it, but for my own sanity, I'm gonna say it's good. Please don't use it against me.
Exactly. if you see Devmon or Frenzy in the in your solo queuing adventures, don't buy that upgrade. Okay, thanks. We would thank you.
Yeah,
we would thank you forever. But Nikki, you're gonna take a lot of damage there as Blah actually goes down there. Going to be one death for the red team here. That's something I wanted to talk about. Blue team can punish deaths on the red team way more than the red team can punish deaths on the blue team. Because although Scree is fantastic at defending, Nikki's got some fantasticer push. But looks like both towers, both the top tower and the bottom tower, are going to be alive for now. Maybe Ubi throwing out the gun penny shots as well as Nikki throwing out the auto attack shots. Going to do a couple bars of damage there, but that turret is still alive. Well, you've got Nikki teleporting back as well as Ubi. It looks like Dave W is going to be by himself for a little bit, while Team XiPang Disciples is going to steal that solar boss there and get a little bit of extra money and health. And speaking of health, we've got pills coming out on everybody on the blue team. Everybody on check yourselves. They're going to get 2 stages of pills on Ix and Penny, and 1 stage for Raylan. So they're going to be much more beefy in order to help match the health on the team with the Genji because of the double spiritual cooking and the pills, making the red team very, very beefy. But
I'd say that, in addition to being beefy, I'd say it's a really interesting choice to go for the pills in this situation, because although both teams have like a fair bit of burst to what they want to do, there's a lot of DPS and a lot of focus on doing damage per seconds in these situations. I mean, you've got Scree with his auto attack.
Speaking of DPS, we've got Ubi taking a ton of damage. I just dropped something. Uh-oh, panic. But we got Ubi taking a ton of damage there, getting the anchor drop on him, but he is going to be able to stay alive, get behind that tower, with Nikki stealing that health pack before Ubi can pick it up. But we got the solar boss is going to be stolen by the red team there. Nikki trying to steal it with that timer, but not quite able to be that cheeky. But The Magic Fun Balls auto attack just hitting everything and everyone. It looks so silly on screen. But you got Nikki throwing out the snipes, trying to get something done with that. And well, blue team is focusing their efforts on their own top tower. They're trying to make sure that the red team can't get any kind of push, and Dave W just rotating around in order to deal with the droids that are attempting to split push there. So there's the saw blade. They're all just standing there waiting for it to go. There they go. The stop sign says go, or the stop light. They did traffic lights. What are words?
If the stop sign says go, there might be a problem.
Yeah, there might be a problem.
In a situation, a problem does arise as the slowing auto attack combined with all the damage from the red team allows Nikki to perish underneath all the damage, leaving them in a fantastic position to push either top or bottom, or maybe both at the same time if they want to just guarantee some ship damage. Looks like the top is going to be the desired situation, desired destination, and it's going to be chipped down quite a bit. A couple bars is not bad, especially since Gunpenny defense is quite strong, actually. AoE on the shots means that she's doing quite a lot, and the fact that she's got 5th charge and Cookie Monster means, yeah, this is a fairly solid bit of damage. And there's the thing I was waiting for. Do you see that? Do you see that HC bomb here?
Bomb. Yes, I do.
Was it ×2 damage for after you use time rift, and you can stack it a couple times, which means you can do a ton of burst with an auto attack build that normally would be DPS focused.
Yes, 200% more damage, meaning it's actually ×3.
Oh,
so,
right.
Yes.
No, numbers work that way, and actually will make a big difference as the swap going out right into a time rift. Nope, does not happen quite yet. Quite a little bit slow in the swap. Those 2 team members, one on each side, goes down. You see if the slowing out attack hold on the X there, and Screech's looking to get a position there. DW looks really low and gets finished off by a face saw right into the next map.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, we got the red team just dealing with this super droid, Team XiPang Disciples, going to clear these droids. And there's some more time rift attack speed, so that's going to be even more damage on that time. I didn't even realize he hadn't maxed that out. Now he's got both stages of attack speed on time rift. That is terrifying. But Ubi going to get hit by that cocoon, take a little bit of damage from the saw blade. More like a lot. Actually going to get hit by that return as well. That's going to be over 1,000 damage from the cocoon and saw blade combo alone. And Swiggins wasn't even there to help him out. But he is going to help him out with the Solar Boss as the swap is going to come out and it's going to swap Genji. Body Hunter's going to take a little bit of damage from that rift with Blah having to run away. And Ubi going to be very, very low health as well as Nikki. They're going to have to back off to the tower. Manager is just going to kill these droids and potentially some creeps. And, well, you got Swiggins looking for some kills, perhaps looking for Dave W or Nikki. Maybe to see if he can get an Nectar Hook and a drop. Doesn't look like he is going to find it, though. And, well, red team's keeping the pressure on this top tower, especially just a little bit of poke here and there. They're just playing the slow game, but it is working. They've not been dying. They have been keeping the pressure on. They've been throwing out the auto attacks. They've been throwing out the abilities, just getting the little bits of damage where it counts on that tower and making the blue team go back. Even if they don't get the kills, they're making the blue team teleport back way too often, and that is not helping the blue team's case here. That's not helping check yourselves' case with actually defending these towers.
Yeah, I'd say so. Red team's getting that gradual chip, which is exactly what they need. Raylan is a very good stalling, but with the range from Scree and the range from Genji, they'll go down eventually, which is good because you don't want a 40-minute game on Ribbit. It's already at 20 minutes at the moment. If I could recommend anything to Scree, but all this is live casted and everything else, I would say that cooldown on Totem would be pretty cool just to set up more opportunities to push and prevent. Otherwise, something that help out with double saw might be the slow and totem. And it saws almost killed Penny as Penny tried to actually kill the teleporting Scree, taking advantage of the fact that you can teleport back with hover. And there's the cooldown totem, speaking of which.
Oh, yeah, we got cooldown on totem. That's going to make that come out 3 seconds. It's actually quite the potent little upgrade. Fortunately, Totem isn't as much of a high-impact ability, and it's got a very long cooldown anyways, so... But it's still a nice upgrade to have. Mr. Manager actually going to have the link on him. Not going to get swapped, but he's going to take a ton of damage. Nikki's looking for the kill, to snipe anything. Going to get the auto-attack kill onto Manager. Looking slightly questionable, but oh well, that's replays for you. And, well... Body Hunter, ooh, there's the hook onto Nikki. Going to do quite a bit of damage to the anchor drop, but it is going to be a little too early as Ubi's going to pick up the kill on Blah, and Body Hunter trying to get the cheeky teleport, but he's getting chased. A snipe is going to snipe that poor anchor. Poor Humboldt. Not going to be able to see Body Hunter for an extra 10 seconds, but he is just going to be defending. He's got his anchor back, but the blue team might actually take this top tower here, just destroying it, melting the thing with Nikki's auto attack and Gunpenny doing so much auto attack damage against
Yeah.
that tower.
Wow.
It's
That was
pretty...
roasted, toasted, melted, and just dealt with. That was a lot of auto attack damage coming up from the blue team. A lot of push from their team too. Just have a couple droids and a little bit of time, you can melt anything. Apparently, if a bullet torch in your pocket, your name is Raylan and or Gunpenny. But in this situation, just wow. In order for the red team to win in this situation, they need to be very careful. If they lose one team member, if they're split up at any point in time, blue team's going to be able to push them down, and that will be a dead core. So we'll have to see how that goes, though.
Absolutely. DW going to get caught in that cocoon, but the anchor hook is going to come out and do a little bit of damage to him. Nikki taking that break damage as well with a double fanatic spoon, doing about 300 damage, more or less. But I think it's more. But anyways, red team just looking for the pressure once again. They've lost their top tower, but they could still take the blue team's top tower. There's the anchor drop. Going to do 400 damage. Actually, I was wrong. But Blah, oh, the excellent swap by Dave W there is going to get the kill on Blah. Fantastic play there. But Nikki now looking for the kill on potentially Manager or Body Hunter, but I don't think he's going to be able to find it, as blue team just clearing all these droids, getting everything out of the way so they can get some more push, potentially the base or this bottom tower. Looks like they're opting for the bottom tower and stealing the blue team's, or excuse me, the red team's XiPang Disciples solar boss. So they're going to be able to get that down, but the Manager is fantastic at defending, being screen and all, as well as Body Hunter just, well, watching for the flank from the blue team and doing his thing, clearing those droids what he needs to, and yeah, we're gonna see scout binoculars on Penny there, so that's gonna be a lot more range on that energy pulse. Gonna be able to go through pretty much every wall on this map if you time it well enough.
Oh yeah, well, we'll have to see what happens here. The extra range actually makes a big difference, given the fact that Genji's been playing very at the back lanes with his addition of range on auto attack, allowing him to really kind of zone the fights and contribute from afar. Damage going up. Time rift. Oh, that time rift is brutal. It slows down the saw blade's damage per second and allows him to really do quite a lot of time slow in general.
Oh, Body Hunter with the jukes.
Oh,
see if the
so
dodge that snipe. Very, very close. Blah's in a terrible spot. Oh, Body Hunter's in a terrible spot. That's a wipe. That might be the game. I think that's the game here if they can get the push.
That has to be the game.
They've got so much damage.
look who runs the core. This is just the victory march.
Oh, Scree is back though, but I mean, look at the amount of damage Nikki is going to do. Look at that base damage. It's just gone already. Half its health is just gone. With Nikki getting the push, yeah, they're going to be able to kill Manager too. I think that's it. Team Check Yourselves is going to be able to pick up the second round here, making it go to a tiebreaker in this bracket. And we still have yet to see who's going to go to the losers finals, as Check Yourselves going to pick up the second game. Well played by them, and Nikki putting in the work with the auto attack, as well as Gunpenny. And the time rifts picking up the last kill they needed on Manager, and that is game.
Yeah, like no kidding. That was that was really well played in the blue team's part. And I think Raylan really showed up and shined as well. The raw push that comes from the auto attack build combined with the time rift, very good. That was very good for the team. The red team couldn't brace to that stall long enough to basically get into the enemy base. But that'll have to be it for this match.
Absolutely. Yeah. Looking at the build too, you've got so much push for the blue team. You've got all the auto attack upgrades. You've got maximum damage on, actually no, not quite maximum damage on auto attack. I think it's maximum DPS, but not damage per shot. But HC Bomb adds so much damage, it's not a huge deal. Got the Lucky Cat air freshener, and you've got the receding ponytail. Such a silly looking upgrade, but that's a lot of extra damage for Raylan's auto attack. Nikki's just going to be able to melt all these towers, as well as with Gunpenny having the Greyman Group badge and Cookie Monster badge. You're going to be able to get so much stuff done with all of that gun damage, and they just melt everything. All they got to do is, like, even though they were behind in kills for most of that game, and still behind at the end, just by one though, they had the experience advantage, and they had so much push that they just needed one kill in order to get some really solid push and poke onto the red team structures. And that proved to be their demise after they got wiped at the end of the game there. Manager just went down. There was not much he could do. There was too much damage onto his own base, and he had to go in and try and get something done, but there's really wasn't much he could do against all of that damage Nikki has with the time rift and the snipe and the insane auto attack damage, as well as Penny. It's just too much.
It really is, but we'll see. We'll see if that gets through the band's next draft. We'll take a short break and get on to the next one, I believe. Is that right? Mr.
Absolutely,
Phil?
yes.
Or,
Mr. Phil,
Mr.
talking to the wrong dude. But
I am talking to the wrong dude. Wow.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
We will be back after a short break. We will set up the third live match of this bracket. It'll be the final match of the bracket, and the loser will go to losers finals. The winner will guarantee themselves a spot in the grand finals. So whoever wins this, you are going to see in the grand finals, and we'll have to find that out next match. So we'll see you when that is ready. Stick with us, and we'll see you then.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Awesomenauts Rumble. My name's Devmon, and I'm joined by Uberanzi here.
Hello, everybody.
There we
How's
go.
it going?
So, what happened last time there, Uber? Explain.
Well, okay, explaining is my job. All right. So, last match, we saw a wonderful little ribbit match, and with Nikki pulling out the pocket Raylan, and, well, doing a fantastic job with it, I'd say, having so much push, along with the gun penny. They did very, very well that match. Wouldn't say it was quite a stomp, but it was a very much in their favorite match, especially once they got that wipe. It was done, and the deal was sealed. But that is going to make the bracket 1-1 between XiPang Disciples and Check Y'all Selves. Whoever loses this goes to losers finals, and whoever wins this goes straight to the grand finals for a shot at the cash prize and all that fancy DLC and bragging rights and tournament medal. So all sorts of crazy cool stuff on the line here, but we are about ready to get into this first draft here. So Devmon, would you like to take us through the draft?
Sure. So, as the tiebreaker, they said, well, the first match was on one side, the other match was on the other side, so let's pick something that's a bit different. So, this time, instead of having Ribbit or Serona, now we've got Agilio, which is the map of the Stealth Lord. Coming up for bans, we have Vinny and Spike being the first ban for Team XiPang Disciples, and Genji. Genji's the first ban for Check Y'all Selves, because it goes without saying, really. In terms of the pick knots, we have Petty who's going to sneak through, and Petty's going to be picked up alongside Scoop. Whereas Check Y'all Selves decided, hey, let's give Ted a shot. Well, literally because he's got a machine gun, and we'll put him up with X, and that'll be a good combo there. For the last bans, we have Swiggins being banned out in addition to Scree. I think Check Y'all Selves had enough. Well, they had enough of Scree. Simply put, after the last couple matches, he's been doing a lot of work, and it's a worthwhile ban, I'd say, in that case. The last picks, however, would be Leon with that Scoop and Penny for a very, very dangerous composition with a lot of silence, and Clunk, who might be either a bomb or a bomb, depending on how he plays for Check Y'all Selves.
Those sound about the same, Devmon, just so you know.
Yeah, I mean, one bombs, and the other bombs.
I see. Now it seems very different and unique, both of them. I get it. I understand now.
Oh, good. Good. The inflection helps quite a lot.
Yes. Alright.
Anyways, is there anything you want to say about these teams before we go in there?
I'm interested by the Clunk pick. Like, you've got... Clunk can work great with Ix, but Clunk you don't see that much in competitive. Like, well, you do see... Actually, you've been seeing him a little bit more. You see him a little bit more now. He's actually quite a solid character. It's just he's so slow, and his kit is... Like, his movement speed and his kit is, well, ruined by a lot of other very popular knots right now, like high poke, high damage knots like Penny, Vinny, Scree. Knots like that are all very popular, and Clunk is not very good against them. But all you've got to really deal with now is the Penny, and you can deal with Scoop and Leon decently well when you've got the Snare Bite into 1000 damage nuke into your salvo missiles or whatever. Clunk can put in some work here, and I'm curious to see who's going to be playing the Clunk 2. Maybe Ubi? I'm not too sure. But either way, I don't really have too many other thoughts. We've seen what Scoop can do. We've seen what Nikki's Ted can do previous matches, streams, and tournaments. So I think this will be a good match, and it'll be fun to watch for the tiebreaker to see who gets to the grand finals. So at the 21-second mark in the replay, would you like me to give you a countdown?
Absolutely would. Go for it there, Uber.
All right, starting at 3 and going at go. 3, 2, 1, and go.
All right, here we go. Better than the rest of them. We have Body Hunter playing your Scoop, who does a fantastic job, and I think we'll see a lot of good work from. We have Blob playing your Leon, and Mr. Manager is playing your Penny. On the blue team, Nikki's playing your Ted. That's going to be very dangerous. Dave W is playing the Clunk, and Ubi's going to be playing your X. So
I was wrong.
Yeah, but even then, that's they've played those characters before, and they're really good at them. I can tell you that for certain after having fought them one or two times. Streamer Engine for Clunk, early Snare, which makes a huge difference, and it's pretty much the primo starting upgrade for Clunk. We have DOT for X, which actually does quite a lot, surprisingly. Airstrike going to miss Buddy Hunter while he's invisible. That's okay. Clunk Explode's going to go in, actually hit, and the first blood goes to Nikki, who picks up Blood off the shotgun. Second blood is going to go to Mr. Manager, who picks up Ubi in return, and we have Scoop just trying to fight the, well, Clunk down there. Meanwhile, the upgrades I'd like to also point out, early double silences. We have Silence Tongue and we have Silence Pulse from Penny, so they're not messing around. They want to stop all abilities from ever happening.
Pretty much, yeah. We're going to have a lot of silence coming out, and that is quite effective against Ted, not being able to switch weapons. It really depends on how you build Ted as well. If you build Ted into, like, just having raw damage, you could usually stick with your machine gun or shotgun, but if you buy something like Tedris or have shotgun grenades, you might have a bit of trouble. And actually, Dave W. going to go down with Body Hunter getting the last hit with the hammer, but Nicky's going to pick up the retaliation kill on Manager, going to get the double kill as well on Law, and Ubi actually going to barely be alive as well. Gonna take those creeps, steal those real quick with Nikki, clearing the droids, putting in the work with Ted. I love seeing good Ted players play, but, well, we've got the blue team gonna make a little bit of a push on this top tower. Scoop is not the best at defending, especially in early game, but here comes Penny with the gun. The gun Penny, or I guess it's more like wrist laser weapon Penny, because it doesn't have the Wild West skin.
Oh, the Desperado skin is absolutely fantastic with that upgrade, because you get the golden eye gun sound effects, and I love that. Other than that, X Lifesteal, doing pretty good. Tedris built from Ted, pretty good. Pretty good for poke, actually. And given the fact that the red team doesn't have a lot of sustain at the moment, the poke from Tedris makes a big difference early on.
Absolutely. Tedris is one of my favorite upgrades in the game. Actually, the great swap, and Body Hunter going to go down to the missiles. Doesn't even need to explode, with Blah and Manager taking a little bit of damage. Going to have to back off. Blue team's going to have plenty of push onto the stop tower. The airstrike's going to stop the red team from really going in at all. And, well, a couple of bars of damage there on that top tower. Scoop's still dropping. And back on track since there's not as much initiation now. Tedris is one of my favorite upgrades. It's very easy to apply. It's a little bit of an expensive upgrade, being about 250 solar. Dave W actually going to go down to the bindings while I'm talking about all this garbage. But, Penny's actually going to get... almost looks like knocked back. Yeah. Well, Tedris is not garbage. Tedris is great. Don't misjudge what I say. It's good. Buy it. But actually, Blah almost going down there. One Tedris could finish him off, but no, he's gonna be able to run away. But I'm a huge fan of Tedris just because it gives Ted so much poke if you buy Tedris. And, it's like you could buy like machine gun range and you could buy shotgun grenades, but having Tedris and shotgun grenades or just Tedris and a lot of auto attack damage makes him such a threat all the time. Like, you can outrange a lot of really poke heavy characters. You can outrange Gunpenny, you can outrange range Genji auto attack. You can outrange Scoop's like range hammer, I think. Actually, maybe not that one. Yeah. That's about the same though, but the point I'm getting across is it gives Ted a lot of really long-range poke that does solid damage to. Here comes the airstrike, actually going to miss though, but the stun pack is going to keep him in place long enough that Ubi is going to be able to pick up the last hit. There's the snare hammer coming out, but only Dave W is going to be hit by it, with Nikki throwing out the airstrikes, trying to do a bit of damage, just barely missing them, but they are enough to keep the red team on their toes. It looks like this top tower might actually go down, and yes, it is, with Team Check Y'all Selves going to be able to, get the first turret down and get a huge amount of just extra experience and money because of that. And they're at quite the advantage here. They got the, I'd say I'm a little more favored to the blue team's comp, maybe just because they have Ted and because it's Aguilon, and I really, really like Ted on Aguilon. I feel like Ted can do some serious work on Ribbit, but Aguilon is a fantastic map for him as well, because he can really cycle through a lot of the areas. Like, he can, like, the jump pad sort of like funnels on both sides. He can throw airstrikes down there, as Blah's actually going to pick up the clone kill on Nikki as I'm singing Ted's praises. So, good job, Nikki. You make it look bad. You make it Ted look bad. How could you? But... oh, jeez. But in that situation, it was hard because he was silenced there. And in addition to the silence, he got pulled by Leon. And Clunk tried to counter-initiate with the explode. Almost worked, actually. Penny was able to jump above it. Leon went below it, and he missed the explode, unfortunately, in that case. And it's hard to adjust sometimes with the... with Quick Explode, basically. Quick Explode is fantastic if you get a snare bite and explode when you're applying the pressure, but if you have to react as a counteraction, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, just like there. Penny, even while snared, managed to barely get out of that explode if you had a little bit more time, or maybe even like the Ribbit Snail Slime for the electric snail slime to slow down people while they're in the explode might be a little bit better in that case. Yeah, I definitely agree. But yeah, we got Dave W going in with the missiles, the bites, all that little bit of poke, as well as Nikki's fantastic Tedris poke. And, well, there's the healing from Ubi going to come out onto Dave W. Very good healing, but Well, actually, I believe Ubi's got the invis. He's waiting for his cooldown, but it looks like he's about to get it back. And that could be a really nice play, but he's just going to burn the invis, probably the smarter play than trying to save it. But Manager got the gun penny, but then there's the swap. Here's the initiation. Body Hunter not going to get hit by that explode, but the airstrike from Nikki is going to pick up the kill. Manager going to pick up the kill in retaliation, but Ubi is going to be able to pick up the last hit with the DOT from his little fancy auto attack DOT there. But yeah, Ubi's going to be able to get a bit of push on bottom with Nikki just being quite the threat here. Got the shotgun grenades as well. I love the build he's going now. This is pretty much what I do all the time. But he's just going to have so much poke. And the best part about shotgun grenades, even though he's only got one stage of it, shotgun grenades are fantastic for applying pressure, especially when you're against the enemy team's turrets. Nikki's going to have the stun pack, going to take a lot of damage on that pulse, but he's going to go, Ubi's going to go down, actually, not Nikki, but the pull, Nikki's going to go down. No, he's not. How is that man alive? The absolute madman, somehow alive with 30 health, even challenging Leon with the machine gun bullets to try and get the kill, even though he's at 30 health. The crazy piece of garbage he is. But he's not a piece of garbage, he's amazing.
Well, I was about to say, no, are you calling like what? These are really amazing players. I don't think any of them are a piece of garbage. It's sometimes like you have your faults, but these guys, they're good.
I was trying to like look for like I wasn't sure if I should say bastard or not, so it was just like the crazy bastard, but it's just like, no, that's too bad. A crazy piece of garbage. Now it just makes it seem like I'm being mean. I'm sorry, don't hate me. But
we all make mistakes.
Speaking pretty much the entire. Oh.
The silence pulse goes in. Ubi's actually able to avoid it by using refract as a shield against it. We have Body Hunter going for the damage. It's not really too much.
Oh,
he is done.
Explode.
Oh,
Manager's gonna go down as well. Dave W gonna pick up the frags, but Body Hunter by his lonesome here. Scoop is not very good at defending here, so the blue team's gonna potentially get a huge amount of push now. Gonna take out that bottom tower for sure, no question. Stim pack machine gun just obliterating that turret. One of the fastest ways to push in the game, almost as fast as something like Gunpenny. But Nikki's gonna be able to get a little bit of extra damage, throwing out the shotgun grenades, the Tetris, all that good stuff. And well, Body Hunter actually throwing out the hammer, almost able to kill Dave W, but Dave W's got that bite. Here comes blah, but he's gonna get hit by the airstrike. Nikki is having none of it, and that is it. That for blah there. And now the blue team's going to have a ton of push on the top tower. It's just Body Hunter by himself again. Here comes a Manager. There's the explode, going to do a ton of damage. Dave W try to bait out Penny. He is going to, but he's going to go down. Actually, the red team turns it all around. Nikki versus the world. Can he get the insane double? Can he get the plays? This is what Ted lives for. Ted could do some crazy stuff by himself, even if he's on low health. Just shotgun into the shotgun grenade. Yeah, if he had landed that airstrike, that scoop would have been done, but you can get the shotgun and the shotgun grenades, and that does about 600, 500 damage. Though he does only have one stage, so maybe not, but still, there's the Tetris. Stop it, Body Hunter from teleporting there. Ted is fantastic at defending as well. He's going to be able to defend these towers, absolutely no problem. While Manager going to try and get some push with Gunpenny. They're going to do quite a bit of damage to these towers, but 320 damage per shotgun shell is quite potent at clearing these droids, especially with infinite piercing. But
I'd say so. And one thing I want to point about the shotgun shells, since you're talking about them, one of the nice things about Egilio is the invisibility orbs a thing, and shotguns just kind of placed around choke points might give you an idea of where people might be in terms of stealth detection. They're potential hazards that people have to watch out for, even when grabbing stealth, or even for Leon who wants to approach with this stealth.
Absolutely. Shotgun grenades are a fantastic little utility upgrade. They're quite cost efficient too. You get about 200 damage for 300 solar, and it's not too hard to land them with your shotgun shots. Like if you just aim your shotgun upwards a bit to give the grenade a little more momentum, it could be some extra free damage, and it's great for setting up mines and poking against turrets. Fantastic upgrade. But either way, we got Dave W and Ruby doing their thing, hanging out with Nikki as well, hanging out with the Cool Kids squad, but they're going to be clearing these droids and rotating around. Blah got the invis, trying to look for a pull or anything. It doesn't look like he's really going to find it just yet. There's the airstrike, going to hit everybody except for Body Hunter. Almost everybody there. Looks like he was about to. And that little bit of poke here and there is what Ted lives for. And he's going to be able to get a ton of damage. And there's a bit of push on the bottom tower as well. Body Hunter just clearing the droids some damn self. And Blah almost dying to that airstrike, having 100 health left over. But Dave W, Ubi, and Nikki all rotating around. Someone's going to grab that invis. Looks like it's going to be Nikki there. He's going to be able to go in with that AoE stun or an airstrike. There's the body blocks blocking Body Hunter, but Dave W going to take a ton of damage as well as Ubi, as well as everybody on the blue team. But the bite from Dave W is going to pick up the frag, and we got Manager taking a ton of damage, but he's going to get punished, and he's going to go down. The machine gun Body Hunter's got no health, but the bindings, he's done. Nikki gets a double kill. Blue team is all still alive. They're going to be able to push this top tower. Absolutely no question. That is it. That might even be the game, as Leon's going to be the only one that's going to be back in time to help stop this push. And that is it. But it looks like they're not actually going to commit. I feel like they could have, but they're not taking any risks here. They're instead just going to push bottom here. And with Blah being the only one there, here he comes. He's not going to get hit by that nuke, though. And Dave W actually very low now, but now here comes Manager. Now they're going to have to back off, but a ton of damage on that bottom tower, having it only have 4 bars, looks like 3.5 bars about. But here's Blah, going to get the pull on Dave W being cheeky, but Ubi is there, so he is not going to initiate any further from that. There's the Invis Orb. Looks like Leon is potentially just going to grab it just to burn it, and that is exactly what he is going to do. But we've got Blah almost getting hit by that airstrike, actually, but he's going to get the pull onto Nikki there. And, well, not really do much else, but a little bit of damage, and it spooks the hell out of Nikki, so you got that. But, oh, there's the airstrike going to land on Body Hunter, and the hammer coming out, going to get a little bit of poke, hit Dave W. Nikki's going to take a ton of damage, got that amp damage on him, but Blah's taking even more, and he's going to go down to Ubi's auto attack. Nikki's got no health left. There's the airstrike. It's not going to hit anything, but Ubi's going to get that double kill. Can he make it a triple? Doesn't quite look like it, as Body Hunter's in the top lane, and he's going to teleport out, playing it very safe with Ubi and Dave W, looking like they might actually commit to taking this top, or trying to take the base here rather than pushing the bottom tower. A little bit risky, and they don't have Nikki with them. But there's the explode, going to do a ton of damage to Body Hunter, and Ubi's just going to go in. Look at all that refract damage. All it is supposed to be a defensive ability, but it does so much damage, more than it should. But in my opinion, Dave W is going to go down there. There's the swap. There's the refract. So much damage on Blah, but Blah is going to still be alive, and Ubi's going to go down. Blah picking up the double kill with the auto attack slashes. Slash, 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 stab, stab, stab. All you got to do is Leon, and you can pick up 2 easy frags. But we got Nikki with the invis, but Blah knows he's there as they bump into each other. Well, both invis, and Nikki still hasn't broken invis, but there is the airstrike. Going to hit all of those droids. Not going to pick up any of the solar, though. Surprisingly, about 15 solar on the ground there. But he's got the Stimpack machine gun, going to do a ton of damage to Blah. There's the shotguns. Not going to throw out the Tetris, but he's just going to keep throwing out those shotgun grenades and shotgun shells. But that top tower is going to go down. Nikki going to kill the creeps and clear. But now Body Hunter is going to be going back in order to buy some upgrades. 2 more stages of Banner of the Triple Scoop, and we're also going to see pulse damage as well as Penny. So we're going to see a ton of damage upgrades on Penny. Actually not really seeing Gun Penny per se. We've got the Gun Penny upgrade, but we don't have the auto attack damage. Actually opting for the traditional pounce and pulse damage. So yeah, going for the much more reliable burst rather than going for the Gun Penny. But although Gun Penny is still very reliable, just being such insane damage and being rather cost efficient because of Cooking Monster Badge.
In this situation, it seems like Penny's trying to avoid as much of the harass that the blue team has, so trying to avoid being snared and bitten and swapped, so range is actually a fantastic upgrade for Penny because it allows her auto attack to still contribute damage throughout the fight, even if it's not a ton of damage at a time, and to be able to compensate for that. So Gun, I think in this chase, is a great choice to basically take advantage of the melee range that the blue team basically has at this point. Otherwise, I'd say that the while the red team's in a great position given their builds, I'm really interested to see if Penny will actually pick up the chicken and lunchbox for extra amp, given that she has the silence in addition to the pulse damage, which will stack incredibly well with that burst damage that Leon has with double tongue burst damage, and the Banner of the Triple Scoop that Scoop now actually has access to, in addition to, well, his Holy Cup. Might not get there though, as the bottom tower is actually melted in a matter of seconds. Nikki's, the Stimpack, and just melting things down since 1999 or so. Not sure on that detail right there. Otherwise, Clunk's got his damage up and running. He's got the salvo for double burst. This is basically end game, I'd say. I don't think the red team's going to last much longer, unless they get some key pickoffs and decide to really get some push into the core right now. Otherwise, blue team's going to pretty much dominate this and win this for the second. And Invisible X misses the bond, and unfortunately for him, Body Hunter's going to be fine. The airstrike lands on Scoop, does a decent amount of damage. Scoop goes in with the heals and also with the damage. Does a little bit. Leaves Clunk about half health, and he's alright. Blue team on the main hand is Don't know right if the heal.
They might just kill the base anyways.
Yeah,
I don't think the
yeah.
red team could really do anything. Oh, but the Magic's gonna pick up the kill.
Oh, no.
He's gonna pick up the kill retaliation. That doesn't matter. They just kind of teleported back. It's like, oh, we're all still alive. All right, let's go quickly get some health and get back to the fight. Oh, we lose.
The core
That's
just melts too fast.
Pretty much what just happened. Well, I wasn't expecting the core to just die like that, but that is the power of Clunk and Ted's auto attacks there, and
No kidding.
Luby's as well. Yeah, but that's it. That's good. That just the no kills, nothing. Just it's over. But either way, that's going to be the game here for Check Yourselves. That team, Nikki, Ubi, and Dave W are going to pick up the win and actually going to win the tiebreaker and go to the grand finals with Team XiPang Disciples, Body Hunter, Blah, and Manager, or I should say like Blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
But anyways, yeah, thank you, Devon. But they're going to be going to the losers finals, losers round 3, and they are going to be the well, they're going to see if they can make it to the grand finals. They're going to have one more shot, though they will have to get a bracket reset if they do manage to fight Nikki's team once again in the grand finals. Team, check yourselves, but we will have the losers finals set up soon enough for you guys. Thank you for watching, and well, we'll be back after a short break, unless you've got anything left to say, Devon.
I think that about sums it up.
Alrighty, we'll see you after a short break with the losers finals. Well played by Check Yourselves to get into the grand finals, and we will see Team XiPang versus Team TNT, terribly named team.